Hey there, Peter. I'm back. Hey, Greg. I'm wearing anti-glare glasses because the light on the computer bugged my eyes. In case you wondered.
Yeah, wearing glasses or having some filter is probably good.
These are those, I have a filter on. These are these pink, they're kind of pink looking, but you know, maybe it makes me look
where the
smart.
screen is like a blue screen, they have a different screen. It helps.
Yeah, this does help. I'm not blinking as much. I kept blinking. It's driving me crazy.
I feel like I have squinty eyes all the time because I'm like, what am I looking at?
Yeah. Cookies. We're back.
Okay, I think we are all here.
That's a good thing.
Okay. It is 7 o'clock. Let me call the meeting to order. Welcome to the fourth, and I think probably the last February meeting of the San Mateo Union High School District Board. Hope you have had a good week so far. Let me take roll call. Trustee Griffin.
Here.
Trustee Zuniga.
Here.
Trustee Land.
Here.
Trustee Dwyer.
Present.
And I am here. So we are all here. If the superintendent could lead us in Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you very much. We have our Spanish language interpreter for the meeting. Is Mr. Montalvo here? Yes, I see you. Enrique Montalvo. For those who would like to attend the meeting in Spanish, that's an option that's available to you. Enrique, would you please communicate that for this evening?
Tenemos a nuestro intérprete de español esta noche. Para aquellos de ustedes que quieran asistir a la reunión en español, esta opción está disponible. Muchas gracias.
Thank you very much. In addition, if you would like to view closed captions for this meeting, please view the meeting on the San Mateo Union High School District Board Meeting YouTube channel. The link to the YouTube channel can be found on our website. You may view the captions in English as we live stream our meeting tonight, and you can view the captions in a variety of other languages if you choose to watch after this meeting is ended. Viewers may request additional accommodations by calling 650-558 2201. The board did take a few actions in closed session. Let me report those out to you. On motion of trustee Land and seconded by trustee Griffin, we voted to deny claim 2022-00568 with a vote of 5-0. And on a motion of trustee Lees Dwyer and seconded by trustee Land, we approved a special ed settlement by a vote of 5-0. On a motion of trustee Lees Dwyer and seconded by trustee Griffin, we approved a stipulated expulsion with a vote of 5-0. On a motion of trustee Griffin and seconded by trustee Lees Dwyer, we moved to postpone the expulsion hearing in 3 cases by a vote of 5-0. So those were the actions in closed session. One other announcement, the staff is requested to pull item 06 as it is not needed this evening for this meeting. So we will be pulling that from the agenda. So this is a public meeting of the San Mateo Union High School District Board of Trustees. If you wish to make a comment about an agenda item or during the public comment section at the beginning of the agenda, please use the raised hand feature on Zoom to be recognized when invited to do so by the board president for each item on which you wish to comment. And you'll be admitted to speak during the public comment period. The board president will call on you. Please note that comments are limited to 3 minutes. The board president may increase or decrease the amount of time allowed for public comment depending upon the topic and the number of persons wishing to be heard. So I think we are at public and or governing board comments. Do we have any public comments on non-agenda items this evening?
Yes, President Hanley, I will be promoting Mr. Bosna to make a public comment.
Okay.
I'm promoting him in.
So he's not being responsive here.
He's
I
not.
guess.
Oh, here he comes.
Oh, here he is. Okay.
Mr. Bosna, you are on for public comment.
And you're muted and we don't have your camera on.
If you would unmute yourself, you may begin. You have 3 minutes. Mr. Vaishnav, are you there?
He has to accept the promotion, right? Okay, so well, I wonder why he's not speaking. Oh, so we don't know what's going on with him. Perhaps we
He's on
proceed
mute.
to,
Can
yeah.
you unmute him? Maybe if you, here we go.
Okay, here
He
it
just
is.
needs to be unmuted.
Okay. All right, Mr. Vaishnav, you're up. And you're muted now.
I think you're still muted.
Still not muted.
Can we unmute him? Can we unmute him?
We can only ask him to, which I just did.
He needs to find the button.
The host can also.
There he
There
is.
it goes.
Okay, thank you very much, guys, first of all. And I have comments for the community that we are giving our best to the community. We do the fundraisers for the schools. We do the fundraisers for the Millbrae Education Trust. And we are trying to stay in local community and any school events. If you need our help, we are always welcome. And the job program for the kids, they are doing great jobs. The Nabil, some of the kids, they are doing really good job. The Eric is one of the best guy. He's joined us since a couple of weeks, but he's doing great job. And we have a multiple promotion for our business to share with our local community. And we are doing good job. Our next door neighbors, they are doing good job with us. And they appreciate the kids' works. Thank you very much, guys.
Okay, so Mr. Vaishnava, I believe you're just to provide the board a little context, I believe you're actually going to talk about the recognition of the work-based learning partners who,
Yes.
so we're going to hear from them in just a moment, but we really appreciate your comments on that subject. And, please, we'll leave you as a panelist. And when we get to that, you can repeat your comments or embellish them.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thanks a lot, guys.
Let me go back to board comments for this evening. Mr. Griffin.
Hey, good evening, everyone. So the bike lane project in North Central San Mateo was approved in a spirited meeting by the San Mateo City Council the other night. I grew up in North Central and kind of still have a piece of it that I like to think somewhere it's part of me and I'm part of it. It was a difficult issue that actually ended up being a sort of a win-lose, unfortunately, a win-lose situation and zero-sum game. I have mixed emotions about the decision, and ultimately it turned out to be for the greater good of the community. And the reality, though, was that we have to take serious steps to mitigate our impact on the environment. This involves increasing the use of bikes, increasing bike safety, adding these paths, and reducing auto traffic, and carbon emissions. The other reality of the situation that North Central is a working class, poor neighborhood with high concentration of people of color, and it's deeply impacted by this decision. My church was actually founded there in the 1920s, and we ultimately had to move out of North Central because of a lack of parking. They were there close to 80 years. The North Central neighborhood, by and large, was not in favor, and I think it had very legitimate concerns. The city appeared not to or appears not to be interested in their concerns, didn't try to address them. And I think some of the comments were that when we make the change that you could get parking within 2 blocks of your home. And having lived in some places, and I think San Francisco, if you live somewhere in San Francisco, 2 blocks might be, a good parking space, and you might never move your car. But in San Mateo here, I think most people would think that that was a little unreasonable, and they go, I'd park on the street in the block in front of my house. So I doubt that anyone thinks, anyone in North Central thinks that that was a reasonable response. The parking situation in North Central is a result of prior neglect by the city of San Mateo. They've neglected North Central as long as I can remember. The building allowed in North Central and the lack of parking to support the residents all came through the city with little regard for the quality of life of the residents there. While I support increasing bike safety and encouraging biking, once again, North Central is the victim and nothing is being done to address the neighborhood issues. Thank you.
Thank you. Trustee Zuniga.
Hello, everyone. Good evening. First, I wanted to acknowledge that we are on Ramaytush, Ohlone land. I wanted to make this comment not based on anything political, but just a humanitarian comment. I just wanted everybody just to, I guess, take a moment and think of the people of Ukraine, just with the stuff that's been going on in our world recently. I think about the people there, and it's not far off from just a lot of the stuff that goes on all over the world. So I wanted to say that. But along with that, also there are some, I guess, events and some services going on for our students. On March 30th, the ACLU will have a forum on school safety and policing. That'll be, yeah, on March 30th. And if you go to the ACLU website, there will be some information there if you're interested. This Saturday from 11:30 to 1:30, there is a suicide prevention, mental health gathering at Red Morton Park through an organization that helps people that have gotten out of issues with incarceration and violence and things like that. There's also on the 28th of February at 6 p.m., the San Mateo County Commission on Disabilities will be having a, I guess, also another forum on, it's called Career Pathways for Students with Disabilities. Originally, the commission had created a transition to independence fair that was also in conjunction with the school districts. And it's been now, because of COVID and everything that happened during the pandemic, they've changed it to having different months or of different types of information. So this month is Career Pathways. And lastly, there's also a lot of different forums going on for congressional candidates and assembly candidates, and board of supervisor candidates. That is very important for our community to, ask questions about and be informed about, especially our young people or students. So if anybody's interested in learning more, there are a lot of different events going on, and you can go to there's some of them are more political websites that I don't want to promote here, but there are some if you Google them. I also have some office hours now on Saturdays if anybody wants to talk about any issues that they are concerned about or happy about in our district. And you can also get some information there. You can email me at landrade@smuhsd.org. So that's it. I wanted to also thank our translator, Mr. Montalvo, for always being part of our meetings, and thank you to the district for providing that access. And if there are any other access needs, you can request them before our meetings. So thank you. That's it.
Thank you. Ms. Lee Swire.
I just want to make two comments. One, I want to say that I agree 100% with Trustee Griffin on his statements concerning the bike lane issue and the decision that was made. I think what it says to me is that it's very important that people who represent people listen to all constituents and take into to learn about the issues, listen to them, and take into consideration the needs of a neighborhood or of the individual people. So I think listening is really important, and it's something that I try to do, and I think we as a board really work hard to listen to every constituent. The other thing is I do want to agree with Ligia on Ukraine and that situation, and just how terrible it is. So that's it. Thank you.
Thank you. Yes, I think we all need to keep Ukraine in our thoughts. As someone who's began my career as a Russian specialist and worked on Soviet and East European affairs for a number of years. This is certainly a tragic situation for not only Ukraine, but for the world in general. This is going to change things forever. We are not sure what the full ramifications of how this is going to play out. but this is serious stuff. Going back to the district, I had a chance to visit with the superintendent the bridge program and and also get over to Burlingame High School this afternoon. And I just wanted to say it was the first time I've been over to the bridge program for quite a while, and I know that it's a growing program, and I just feel it is so important that we are serving these students. You know, some of them are coming at an extraordinarily low level to our district, and it's absolutely critical that we are providing an education for them, because many of them are very poorly educated even in their own language and from their own country. So for many of these students, this is their first time to get an education, and my sense is they're very appreciative of it. You can look at it. I visited all the classrooms. They're all working very hard, very diligently, and I think this program is just critical to the district as we go forward. And I did get a chance to hear the Burlingame band play, which was fun. So that was a very, very good experience today. One thing that's coming down the pike, apparently, all the signs is that the state is going to make a change in school mask policy. It's unclear exactly what that change is going to be, but I would like to have an agenda item next meeting so we can take a look. There's supposed to be an announcement next week from the governor. In my view, we can't have unvaccinated students unmasked running around this district without at least being tested. I just consider that a serious health risk for everybody. And I think we need to talk about this. If we're going to take off masks in this district, we've got to do something about unvaccinated students, and it's a serious health matter. Mr. Land, you had something to say?
Yeah, well, actually, you said it very well, and so I was going to commend you on what you said about both Ukraine and the Bridges program. The only thing I'll add, and so I don't want to waste any more time, but I do want to add that we should look to our county for guidance as well. Our county health, both Santa Clara and San Mateo, both counties are really looking at what we should do and what might be potentially possible. So I'm with you on all three things that you mentioned. So
thank you. Thank you. So there are no communications to the board for this meeting. Moving to recognition, recognize the commitment of our work-based learning partners.
Thank you very much. I'm going to turn this item over to Dr. Holly Wade, and she's going to introduce the person who's going to lead us through this. This is super exciting, good work that our speaker already sort of spilled the beans about, but that's fine. We appreciate his comments here. But I'm going to turn it over to you, Dr. Wade, and we can go from there.
Thank you. Good evening, President Hanley, members of the board, Dr. Skelly, and District Cabinet. I'm pleased to introduce you to Mr. Eli Poblitz, who will be sharing and highlighting our work-based learning programs. As many of you remember, our program was recognized as a part of our National Disability Employment Awareness Month in the October article in the San Mateo Daily Journal. We were pleased to have both our students and our community business partners recognized in that article. We will ask the board to consider in the fall recognizing October as National Disability Employment Awareness Month. For tonight, it is my honor to recognize and introduce Mr. Eli Poblitz, a true champion of students. Mr. Poblitz, take it away.
Hi, everyone. Hi, board. My name is Eli Poblitz, and I am a transition specialist for our district. I coordinate a contract with San Mateo Union High School District and the California Department of Rehabilitation. We receive funding from the Department of Rehabilitation, which provides work-based learning funding for our students with IEPs for work-based learning experiences. To date, the Department of Rehabilitation has paid for approximately $50,000 in wages for over 3,000 hours of paid exploratory work experiences for over 85 students. So that is just this year that we've received funding from the state agency to do what we do. I'm piggybacking off of the article that was written in the San Mateo Journal in January, which was such a great way to start off the year. And really that article did start because I was trying to get something last October for Disability Employment Awareness Month. So thank you, Dr. Wade, for asking the board to have something, I think every October, where we could really showcase, even in a bigger way than this, a small video that I'm about to share with you, what we do and what happens with our community and how our community partners are so integral to creating these foundational experiences for our students. Let me see if when we do work-based learning with our community partners, it creates a win-win-win situation. And that was 3 wins. It's a win for our students, it's a win for our businesses that connect with us, and ultimately it's a winner for our community. So there's a lot of job developing that happens, and to have employers open their doors to allow our students for an exploratory work experience takes a lot of work, takes a lot of trust and communication, but we get the job done. And with that being said, I want to show this video that shows our students across the community from the northern end in San Bruno, or almost even South City, down to the southern end in Foster City and San Mateo. So I will do a screen share.
It might seem crazy what I'm about to say. Sunshine, she's here, you can take a break. I'm a hot air balloon that could go to space. With the air, like I don't care, baby, by the way. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you feel like a room without a roof.
What? Okay, 1 second, guys. I wasn't happy on how I think that was kind of breaking up a little bit for you guys. Was it breaking up? Yes. And I know our tech team is on standby in case I was having any kind of internet issues. So would the tech team be able to press play on that? Thank you so much. I want the video to be shown in its full. Thank you.
It might seem crazy what I'm about to say. Sunshine, she's here, you can take a break. I'm a hot air balloon that could go to space. With the air, like I don't care, baby, by the way. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you feel like a room without a roof. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you feel like happiness is the truth. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you know what happiness is to you. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you feel like that's what you want to do. Here come bad news, talking this and that. Well, give me all you got and don't hold it back. Well, I should probably warn you, I'll be just fine. No offense to you, don't waste your time. Here's why. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you feel like a room without a roof. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you feel like happiness is the truth. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you Clap along if you feel like happiness is the truth. Clap along if you know what happiness is to you. Clap along if you feel like that's what you want to do. Clap along if you feel like a room without a roof. Clap along if you feel like happiness is the truth. Clap along if you know what happiness is to you. Clap along if you feel like that's what you want to do. Hey, go! Bring me down, can't none bring me down. The love is too high to bring me down. Can't none bring me down. I said, clap along if you feel like a room without a roof. Clap along if you feel like happiness is the truth. Clap along if you know what happiness is to you. Hey, hey, hey. Clap along if you feel like that's what you want to do. Clap along if you feel like a room without a roof. Clap along if you feel like happiness is the truth. Clap along if you know what happiness is to you. Hey, hey. Clap along if you feel like that's what you want to do. Come on.
Awesome. Thank you, tech team, for saving the day.
Thank
So,
you.
yeah, thank you for everyone for taking the 5 minutes to watch that video. Like I said, to create these partnerships, it takes a lot of work, and I just really want to recognize the community partners that we have, all the businesses, whether they are a mom and pop business, a corporation, a government agency, and I really want to recognize our support staff. Without our IAs who go out there as job coaches, we couldn't do what we do. And job coaching is such an integral part to what we do, because these students need a scaffolded and supportive way to learn these entry-level skills. And so, I'm just really proud to work for this district, and what we do with transition is really top-notch. So I'm glad to share this with you all. And I see a hand up.
Thank you very much. Trustee Zuniga.
Wow. Eli, you and all the staff that works with students with disabilities in our district are amazing. And watching this video, we are way far away from, sorry, my computer's falling down. Sorry. We're way far away from making buttons in a factory and, being in a assembly line somewhere. This is extremely important to empower our students and our young people to be able to see themselves in different careers. It shouldn't be where we only think of certain people to do certain things. This is really dear to my heart because of just the work that I do and the experiences that I've had. And I just am so excited that, because, I think about when I was growing up, and I think about different people in my life that I've encountered that have had way, way less information and support than you all are giving the students that we do in our district. And I think about what their lives ended up like. And this is so important because it definitely determines what their futures are like and what people can, what their successes will be. The work that we do also in the different independent living centers and all of the hard work that people have done throughout the years to promote independent living and to promote disability justice is just manifested here, definitely. So I commend you definitely for everything you're doing. Holly, you're an amazing leader, and we've had great conversations about all of these things. So I'm just like, I don't know, my heart is full watching this. Although we do have great things, we're not finished with a lot of the work that we're supposed to be doing. but this is great. I'm really excited. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Trustee Land.
I just, I'm just gonna echo what Lehigh was talking about. First, Holly and Eli, thank you so much for highlighting this and bringing this to us to show. When I saw the article in the journal, I was like, yay, that's us. Look what we're doing. I was like so impressed, and just to see a little bit more with the pictures and how you highlighted them and the work that the kids are doing and the coaching that you're bringing in and the partnerships that you're building. It's just huge success. And Eli, you said it really well. Win, win, win. I mean, it's just so incredible. So just kudos to the work you're doing, and please let us know how we can keep supporting this because I think it's important. So thank you all.
Thank you.
Trustee Dwyer.
Yeah, I want to say thank you also. And Eli, you have so much energy. And you're the sales, you could sell a lot of things. But I think what you're doing is you're selling people on the skills that students can bring, that students can learn, that students can do. And I just applaud you for that, because if you came to me and said, would you hire someone, that I'd look at you and go, sure. And I think that energy and enthusiasm is making a big difference in this program. A few years ago, a number of years ago, actually, I have a very dear friend who had an autistic son who was in a semi kind of workability beginnings of this program. And I will never forget how excited she was as a mother that her son, who was very handicapped, would be able to work in stocking in a store. She was so excited that he would have that opportunity to learn something, to have a job. And I think about not only the students, but what this is doing for their parents and families, that this program is so important to the students, but so much to the parents and families. And that just, it's funny, you brought that back for me to think about her and how thrilled she was that her son had that chance. And you two are part of giving so many kids that chance. And so I want to thank you for that.
Thank you, and I know you're thanking me, and I want to thank my team, the people who I work with alongside with, because they have the exact same passion that I do. I'm really lucky to, we call ourselves Team Positive, and we all are good salespeople to talk about the benefits of connecting with our district. So yeah, thank you everyone for the comments. I appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you very much. And you've done a fantastic job of recruiting partners. I'm really impressed with the list of partners that you have in the program and working with you.
We're always looking for more, even, sometimes we can't deliver because we don't have enough students, but we're always looking for more. So, just keep that in mind. If you guys have a connection, connect them to me.
Okay.
Perfect.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank
We're
you.
going to move on to the consent agenda. Does anyone have anything they would like to pull from the consent agenda? Trustee Dwyer.
Yes, I wanted to pull K10 just so that someone could explain the resolution to me, because I read the resolution and I wasn't clear on. It seemed like we were doing a couple things, so I would like to have. I would like someone to explain K10 and the resolution. Otherwise, I move approval on the consent agenda.
I'll second it.
Okay. Trustee Land.
I'll second, but I just want to acknowledge the safety plans and the amount of work that goes into them, even though they're on consent.
Yeah, it's enormous.
I know how much work it has to be.
I know. I've actually done safety plans for charter schools, and it's enormous.
Just want to acknowledge that. Now I'll second the motion.
Okay. So we have a motion from Trustee Dwyer and a second from Trustee Land, minus K10. Trustee Griffin, how do you vote?
Aye.
You're on mute, Bob.
No, he was just speaking softly.
No, I wasn't muted. Can you hear me now? Maybe I turned it down. No, it's up. Aye.
We're good.
Okay. Trustee Zuniga,
Yes.
trustee Land,
Aye.
trustee Dwyer,
Yes.
and I vote yes. So consent minus K10 is approved. Let's go back to K10. Who had, I'm trying to
This is
figure out.
Dr. Black. Do you want to comment on this, Dr. Black?
Yes, this is a resolution we've had for several years that combines the 2 days in the President's Day and uses one of the days for the board holidays that are provided in over the winter break. Is it the language of the resolution is the question?
Yeah, I guess the question, I was a little confused because we are resolving to observe Lincoln and Washington's birthdays on February 20th, 2023, calling it President's Day. And we're giving Lincoln another birthday for classified employees during winter recess. And I was just trying to understand how that worked, how he gets to.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that was
Well, we
just,
have
I
to-
couldn't figure out what what happened to Washington? What happened to the joint? Yeah, that's all.
Okay, maybe it's we could word it better. I mean, the Ed code has these holidays we have to have, but we can
Right.
we can use them on different dates. So in order to give the year-round employees the longer winter break, the board provides in their approved calendar, I think, 3 additional board holidays.
Okay.
And or maybe wrong, maybe 4, but anyway, the board holidays during the winter break, and this is one of them that's just transition. So the 2 are combined to President's Day and then a board holiday. We could bring it back with clearer wording next week. I mean, there's no hurry.
I guess if so, it just seems like, okay, so classified are getting Lincoln too. They get the President's Day and then they get another Lincoln's birthday. Isn't there another holiday we could use for that instead of having? I don't know. Does that make sense? Am I missing something?
Well, the Ed code has 16 holidays that we can use,
Okay.
and we can combine them and then pack them together to provide, a more cohesive schedule. We could, I mean, so I think that I don't know if you'd want to change that, because then you have the President's Day and then a day in the winter break. If that's fine, I mean, we could change the wording if that's the issue. But if it's the issue that you wanted 2 days and different than when we have them now, which is President's Day and winter break,
no.
then
Yeah.
okay. I
No,
didn't
I'm
think
not
that
trying
was-
to change anything.
Right.
I was just trying to, it just seemed a little awkward that there's 2 Lincoln's birthdays and 1 Washington. And then the classified are going to get an extra Lincoln. It just seemed awkward to me.
Haven't we done this for like 10 years?
Yeah. But so you'd rather have like a split President's Day and a split board holiday and not have it just be Lincoln. Is that right?
Well, maybe that makes, I don't know if any of it makes any sense. And why I've not noticed this before, I've been too busy reading contracts, apparently. It just seemed a little awkward, and that is all. And I'm not against it in any way, but it just seems kind of awkward to have 2 Lincolns and 1 Washington. That's all. Anybody else have, Greg, do you have any, do you have 2 Lincolns at your school?
No, but I think your confusion is you're acknowledging 1 Lincoln holiday, but it's 1 for instructional aides is different than the rest of the staff, is I think the separation.
But doesn't everyone get the 20th?
Well, it can change. That's just it. It's observation based on calendar discussions. That's
okay.
not our purview. Well,
I'm
kind of
gonna
our purview
just-
because we approve it, but
Yeah, it's just awkward. So if any, I don't see anything wrong with it. It just seems rather awkward. So I'm not going to hold it up. Maybe, yeah.
Does someone want to make a motion to approve this?
so moved.
Is there a
I'll make it
second?
more confusing and I'll second it.
Okay, so there's a motion from trustee Land, a second from trustee Griffin. Trustee Griffin, how do you vote?
Aye.
Trustee Zuniga,
Aye.
trustee Land,
Aye.
trustee Dwyer,
Yes.
and I vote yes, so it's approved 5-0.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
It is different.
Okay, regular reports, report of the superintendent.
Thank you very much. Let's see. First of all, I want to join you in thanking Eli and Holly for their presentation. We were at lunch today, and Eli, we went around the room and talked about something we were looking forward to. And he said, I'm looking forward to having this done. But he was also
Aw.
very excited about it. And I know he's happy, and I really appreciate the board's compliments of that work. A report from the superintendent wouldn't be complete without some mention about COVID cases. Our positivity rates are way down. We're not seeing many cases. We're down in the single digits from over 100 some weeks. We have been testing athletes weekly during Omicron, all the athletes. We want to phase that out and go to only back to what the board policy, which was to test only the unvaccinated athletes and extracurricular folks. So that'll be something we'll be bringing to the ADs, and we expect they'll be supportive of that. That will reduce our testing, but I think it's appropriate given our resources and some of the other pieces that we need to do. Tonight, every school except for San Mateo has a basketball team in the CCS semifinals. I just learned that Mills won their game down in Santa Cruz, so they'll be going on to Northern California championships. So basketball in our district is, we got a lot of kids doing a lot of good things there. We also have kids in wrestling. If you notice outside right now, lots of soccer going on, some continued success there. And then also spring sports are starting up, which is really exciting. March will be the month when we have plays. You've approved a bunch of robotics tournaments. We're looking forward to those as well. I'd like to thank Mr. Hanley for being a good sport and going around with the district, with me and visiting schools. We, being a principal is not an easy job. And so today I dragged two principals into the band room out of their offices and got the bands to play songs for them. It was really a nice moment. And they're lucky to have such soul enriching experiences. And it was pretty selfish of me too, because I love to hear the music. This week has been Spirit Week, first time Spirit Week at the district office. Today we dressed up as hippies. I think Dr. Black still has his jacket from today's meeting. If he's nice, he'll maybe put that on for a few minutes. Oh, it's on. Yeah, so it's a pretty snazzy jacket there. He's always well dressed, but he was decked out today, and it was really fun. Even Mr. Hanley got into the act here with a little necklace to celebrate Peace Week. Tomorrow morning at Burlingame, there's a coffee cart. Ms. Dwyer, I know you're out walking. If you want to stop in and meet some staff members, we're going to be doing a golden apple tomorrow morning. And I can't say who it is for, but if you come by, you'll be glad you did around 8:15. Let's see, what else did I want to mention here? I think that's the extent of my comments, but things are going well these days.
Okay. I'm looking for a student board member. Do we have a student board member tonight?
We don't, and we don't have the CSEA or DTA, as I understand things. So I believe, Lynette, are you from the adult school?
Yes, I am.
Okay. So I think you're up.
Okay.
All right. I'm sorry, guys. I'm in a different room. And can you guys hear me okay?
Yes,
You're great.
you're coming through.
So I am here for the San Mateo Adult and Career Education Campus, and I play two dual roles. I am the Career Education Coordinator. New position, 6 weeks in. I'm excited. And I'm also here as an instructor, which I'm instructing a class tonight. So I took myself away so I can share with you guys the fabulous programs that we have at the San Mateo Adult Career Education Campus, because you know we are the anchor school for all the adult campuses. I do have a message from Patricia Brown, our ESL program coordinator, who is also an instructor. She wanted us to let you know that our school is looking forward to the fall and resuming in-person classes. We're in the process of surveying our current students to find out the need for the online as well as the in-person English speaking classes. Oh, thank you. Thank you, God. As we move out of COVID, we expect an expansion in the need for English as a second language classes for adults, because we are seeing in our surveys that many of our students are excited to return to in-person classes. Okay. All right. And that being said, what I'd like to do tonight in my 5 minutes is just talk to you just about the programs that we offer. I loved Eli's presentation, and to piggyback on that for career education as we extend it to our adult school. So I'm going to start with medical training programs. Then we're going to lead into computer business and technical, and then I'm going to discuss what we offer for the community programs. Now, for our clinical medical, we have a clinical medical assisting program. We have a dispensing optician program, which I'm also the instructor for. That particular program is in partnership with Kenyatta College and our pharmacy technician training program. Now, we do have some upcoming programs for the fall projection. I cannot guarantee that every single program will be available, but I guarantee that at least 2 of the 5 will be available because we're signing one on this week. We're doing medical billing and coding. We're also doing medical terminology. It's an introductory course for medical terminology. And all of these classes that we offer do have dual career paths, as 1 going into jobs and 2 going into further educational training. We are looking at doing a caregiver training program. We're finding out that there's a big need. Phlebotomy technician program, as well as what they call a dental rover assistant program in conjunction with Kenyatta College and hopefully with the permission of CSM, because they do offer a medical dental program that is certified, right? So this would be an introductory program. For our business and technology, I'm going to start off with what we call the AWS Cloud Practitioner Program. And then we have the AWS, which is the second program, Solutions Architect Training. Now, these particular programs are in partnership with CSM. Excellent programs, immediate jobs. We haven't had a problem, and we've had really good success with our lead program and then now the architect training program. The Cloud Practitioner program is an entry-level program, and then it leads into the solution program. So one program feeds into the other. Okay. We also offer a business office technology course as well as computer classes, introduction to accounting. We offer Google Basics because Google is the lead in terms of what a lot of the corporations are using. We also have an individual computer lab for those people that need individual study. Currently, we're offering a construction math test prep program, and that's to support our unions in terms of finding employees, because we're finding that's a huge need also within this industry, within this community. And that being said, we also offer community programs. For instance, currently we're running the Community Emergency Response Team programs, which is called our CERT Skill Training Program. And then we have our ESL City Government Academy, which is mirrored to be a program very similar to the City Academy program that they have available to adults. Excellent program. I'm really excited. It starts in March. And we hope to have these programs back up and running now that we're outside of COVID, because we haven't been able to do them for the last year and a half. So what did we do? We talked about our emergency response team and our ESL. We talked about what we have for clinical medical training, as well as clinical medical assisting, dispensing optician, pharmacy tech, as well as the 5 programs that I'm working on right now, and again, I know for sure we'll have 2, possibly 3 for the fall. And then we had our computer business and technical training courses. So we're always looking to partner up. I will definitely be reaching out to Eli just because I thought his presentation was so fantastic. And does anybody have any questions?
Yeah. Thank you very much. It's a very comprehensive overview.
Yeah, I was trying to keep it tight. I was told that I only have 5 minutes. I actually had a really cool PowerPoint presentation, like, no, Lynette, no, not this time. So thank you very much for your time, and may you all have a great weekend.
One thing I could say, Lynette, if you would like to send that PowerPoint presentation, I can include it in material to the board. So if you send that to me, I'll do that.
Okay. Thank you, Dr. Scully. I appreciate it. Thank you. All right, everybody, have a great evening. I'm going to go back to class. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you. So special reports and appearances. M1, public hearing regarding the proposed composition of trustee area maps and an adoption of the resolution approving the transition to trustee areas. Let me just do a bit of introduction to this. Tonight is our 6th public hearing related to our transition to by trustee area elections. This is our final map adoption hearing, and the final resolution is before us tonight for the board to adopt. I will open the public hearing now to give any members of the public the opportunity to use the Zoom raise hand function if they wish to speak. Just as background, the district has promoted our efforts and opportunities for public involvement in multiple languages through the district and school websites. We've done email campaigns to staff, to families, students, and other stakeholders starting all the way back to last July. We've done print and digital advertisements in the San Mateo Daily Journal, various parent groups and committees, including the Black Parents Association, DLAC, the Equity Advisory Committee, PTO Council, as well as partner districts and municipalities. We've been on social media with this information, and the superintendent and district e-newsletters have all promoted this process. At our special meeting on February 17th, the board selected draft map 102 and the alternative election sequence as our tentative first choices. Tonight, we are joined by Harold Freeman and Jonathan Barry Smith of Lozano Smith and Douglas Johnson of the National Demographics Corporation, and they can answer any questions that come up. Before we go completely into the public hearing, are there any clarifying questions that the board has at this point? Ms. Dwyer.
I guess maybe I'm confused, but I'm looking at the map. I thought we were talking about the proposed election sequence, not the alternative election sequence. Am I remembering that wrong?
No, it was the alternative one.
It was the alternative one.
Okay.
The
so-
alternative.
Okay.
Where the regions, there's vacancies, they're the ones that run first, right?
The ones that have the vacancies.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know why I had that backwards. That's fine. Thank you.
Okay. Let's see. Mr. Land.
I think I can answer Linda's question. It's because in our discussions, you and Peter were talking about how you'd have to relinquish in 2022 your positions, because those would open up in 2022 vacancies that you're not in. And that's why it seemed that way. I think that was it.
That makes sense. Yeah, that is what I remember. Thank you.
Yeah, so do we have any public speakers?
Yes, President Hanley, Ann Schneider, I will bring her in now.
Okay.
She should be right here. Ms. Schneider, you can unmute.
Thank you. My name is Ann Schneider. I'm a councilwoman from the city of Millbrae, former mayor. We have just gone through this, having voted on our map on Tuesday. I know how incredibly painful and horrible this process is. I did have a chance a week ago. We just haven't had the chance to bring this to Millbrae City Council to talk about it. So I'm basically speaking just as myself tonight. But I did look at the maps, and in almost every single case, the city of Millbrae has been cut into portions and pushed into different districts. What that does is weaken the vote of the people of Millbrae. We are, we do have mills in our city. We also have Cappuccino, and I'm a graduate of Cappuccino, class of 75. I know the history of how San Bruno had the money but didn't have the land. So the county gave a portion of unincorporated Millbrae to San Bruno, creating a problem to this day because all of the infrastructure of Cappuccino is Millbrae. And the flooding that we have is contributed by what happens at Cappuccino, as well as mills. So I am very disturbed that your chosen map divides off Millbrae, and none of our residents want to say they're in the low income, but the portion of Millbrae that you have carved off to stick with San Bruno, possibly because of the San Bruno or the Cappuccino district, is our district that floods. And I know I've spoken to a couple of you. I know one, Mr. Land, we tried to connect before your election. We never did. And that's part of the problem. You recently, our residents voted for your funding measure, and what we got were 2 artificial turf fields. What I got were residents all over Millbrae screaming at me because of plastic grass, tree removal, the pounding of the ground. There is a reason that Millbrae should be represented on this board, and not what will likely happen be somebody from Burlingame who may never have even been to Millbrae. So at this point, I understand you're going to move forward the way you move forward, but I just want to go on record that it is treating Millbrae unfairly. And you also have 2 housing projects you want to put at Cappuccino and Mills, but all will use Millbrae roads. And yet we will have no representation the way you have driven the district. I don't know how much time I've got. I've got 31 seconds. And I would just say it's related. The inability for the district to allow us to have access to the pools, even when we had a lease, was demoralizing and unfair. When I grew up here, we had access to both Mills High School and Cappuccino pools for aquatic programs. Millbrae has no aquatic program. I would love it if the school district could work with our city, but in my 7 years, going on to 7 years on council, that has not been the case. This map will continue that process. I hope you change your minds. Thank you.
Thank you for your comments. Are there any other public comments?
No, President Hanley, there are none.
Okay. I am going to now close the public hearing. Is there any further board comments? Mr. Land.
Well, it's interesting. I wonder, listening to what we just heard, we looked at both 102 and 103 and 103B. I'm wondering if Councilwoman considered those as alternatives that would be better. So I didn't get an answer. I only heard that she didn't like the one that we were tentatively going with. So I'm wondering what she would think about the other two.
She's got her hand up if you want to, if you want to promote her back on.
Yeah, but the public hearing's over.
Right. So
I think we're down the road. I mean, we've had several opportunities for public input on this, and we need to move on, I think. Ms. Lee Swire?
You know, I'm looking at it, and a number of the division is based on feeder district focus. It's a feeder district focus, but this isn't. Other areas are San Mateo's divided. There's different areas that are divided, and that's just how the feeder districts work. So I believe this map makes the most sense for us because it honors the feeder districts, that the communities that come to us, and it keeps them whole. And I like the fact that we can keep the communities that we serve. They're together, they come to us together, and then we will keep them whole together. So I think that the map we're choosing, that we've talked about selecting, makes a lot of good sense for all the people that we serve.
I would agree with that, Linda. Thank you for saying it.
Thank you.
President Haley, if I can address the concern, this is Doug Johnson.
Yeah.
Just very, very briefly, certainly you sympathize with the councilwoman's concern. The challenge is that there's not enough people in San Bruno to be a trustee area by itself. So if Millbrae is all intact in one trustee area, then San Bruno has to go around Millbrae and be with Burlingame. So it would literally, you know, the east of 280 piece we talked about that has no people in it. It'd be San Bruno, that east of 280, and then Burlingame. So that's why none of the maps were able to put Millbrae together.
That makes sense.
That seems pretty practical.
Okay. Yeah.
I
that
think
makes good
Trustee
logic.
Griffin had something to say, but I don't see him.
Oh, no, Greg, Trustee Land had asked
there you are.
no, that's fine. Trustee Land had asked a variation of the question that I was going to ask. And then I appreciate, I think it's Dr. Johnson's response that really clarified the whole issue there. Because I think one of the reasons for the initial selection was the feeder districts and the community that, you know, that the schools kind of created naturally there. So that's all. Thank you.
Yeah.
So I would just say that you know, this is a bit of a painful process, and it does mean that that I'm unable to run for re-election, and Trustee Dwyer is unable to run for re-election. So you know, it means some changes around here, but you know, I think that, you know, I think in terms, you know, Trustee Dwyer was saying at our last meeting that she thought it was the right decision, and I tend to agree that it's the, you know, it's the right decision to put us in put our districts into the 2024 election period. So I'm going to support this this election sequencing, and I'm going to support the map that we agreed on actually 2 meetings ago on the map part, and then the sequencing the last meeting. Is there a motion to approve the resolution adopting selecting map 102 and the alternative election sequence?
So moved.
I'll second. Can I just
Okay,
say,
so we have a
I
motion.
just wanted to say one thing. I am
Okay.
really proud of this board and this group and how we did
Doing the
things.
right thing.
It was very thorough. It was a complete process, trying to be inclusive as best we can. We listened as much as possible. And I'm just proud. And I'm, Linda and Peter, I'm very impressed with how you've chosen, we've talked about this. I'm just very proud of us. And I second.
Okay,
I want to make a comment real quick. Can I make a real
Yeah.
quick one?
yeah,
Um,
go ahead.
we're doing the right thing. And when you do the right thing, you do the right thing. That's how we're supposed to live and how we're supposed to represent people. But I want to thank Laura Chalkley, because without her and all of the outreach, all those ads, I pick up the paper, there we are again, and all of that outreach. And I just want to tell Laura how much I appreciate the work that she did, because that helped us so much, because you tried to get input, and I really appreciate that. So thank you. I'm sure the rest of the board does too.
Yeah, I would certainly second that. I know and certainly from being board president the last 6 or 7 weeks that I've been board president, I've been even closer to how much work has gone into promoting this. So we have a motion from trustee
Me?
Dwyer
Yeah.
and a second from trustee Land. Trustee Griffin, how do you vote?
Yes.
Trustee Zuniga?
Yes, and I just want to say that it was not easy. This process wasn't simple. We had to do a lot of just thorough, like what Trustee Land was saying, a lot of questions, a lot of investigation, a lot of understanding. So, I really wish we would have heard certain comments earlier on, but this was not an easy process. So yeah, I vote yes. Thank you.
Trustee Land?
Yes.
Trustee Dwyer?
Yes.
And I vote yes also. So the resolution is approved 5-0. And
I'm not gonna cry.
and we move forward.
Oh, and thank you for our attorneys, our demographer,
Yeah,
everybody
thank
that's
you.
helped
Thank
us,
you for the
Yes.
Laura
the
Chalkley,
work
everyone
through
that's
this whole
put their
Thank you,
process.
work in.
Jonathan.
Yeah. Our community, thank you
Yeah.
for trusting us.
So we
You
have
did it.
completed a big part of our work for the first part of the year here. Moving to and construction, there's no construction items for this evening. Division of Human Resources, approval of personnel actions.
Sorry, Peter. Yeah, thank you. We have the personnel actions and addendum. We have a couple, I know we have one acknowledgement here, recognition for longevity. Karen Abernathy, social studies teacher at San Mateo High School, is retiring on May 27th after being in the district for 22 years.
Okay. Is there a motion to approve the personnel actions?
So moved.
Second.
Okay, motion by trustee Dwyer, second by trustee Griffin. Trustee Griffin, how do you vote?
Yes.
Trustee Zuniga?
Yes.
Trustee Land?
Yes.
Trustee Dwyer?
Yes.
And I vote yes, so that's approved 5-0. Review, discuss, and approve the new position of health services and employee wellness lead job description.
Yes, we have a new job description, the health services and employee wellness lead position. It would be a lead health aid position, as well as taking on facilitating most of our employee wellness program. We used to have an employee wellness coordinator years ago, and then we tried to kind of place those duties onto the benefits coordinator. Kathy Grandona was in the position at the time, and then Megan Sartain took over, and they both did admirable jobs, but it's really a lot of work. So this year we went to the board and you approved a stipend position for the health aid lead that did incorporate this wellness lead position, and a stipend for the district facilitator for wellness. So this position's kind of been in existence through a mismatch of stipend, both for the lead health aid and for the district employee wellness coordinator. So we're trying to put all this into one job description so we can have some longevity and some realistic essential functions for the benefits coordinator, which is being posted right now. Are there any questions for this job description?
I make a motion to pass.
Okay, is there a second for that?
Second,
Okay, so a motion by trustee Land, a second by trustee Dwyer. Mr. Griffin, how do you vote?
Yes.
Trustee Zuniga,
Yes.
trustee Land,
Yes.
trustee Dwyer,
yes.
and I vote yes. So that's approved, 5-0. Approve the job description for the purchasing manager position.
This is a job description we've had in the district a long time ago. I think about 12, 15 years ago. And then we kind of coalesced it into a position with the capital management and purchasing manager into one position. Again, that's a lot of duties on one position. And given the recent measures that have been passed by the voters and our continuing needs for purchasing and trying to make sure that we use our money in the most efficient way when we're out purchasing things and getting safe equipment and equipment that is similar for all of our sites. We really feel like we need to have those duties separated. So this is, it's a new job description of the purchasing manager for your approval.
So didn't we have a different set of qualifications for the last purchasing manager? I'm trying to remember, wasn't there a certificate or something that was required?
Oh, Yancey's not here. I'd have to look into that. This one's a union. It's with AFSCME. We've worked pretty closely with the union and did comparisons with other districts. That may be where it went if it wasn't something that's common for purchasing managers. I would have to check with Yancey and his work on that.
I was thinking that there was some
Certificate for purchasing?
Yeah, or some, I'm trying to remember. When I was reading the description, I thought there was something that we used to have in the job description that wasn't there.
It's they have a preferable capital certification. Was it that or something else?
Yeah, that, as I remember it, Dr. Black, that is the case, and that's a good memory, Mr. Hanley. And I think that we still would prefer that, but that isn't a super common characteristic for somebody to have who is applying for this position. And there was a sense that we didn't want to limit ourselves to that. I remember this coming up before at some point when Ms. McManus was in the position.
Yeah.
How difficult is it for someone we hire to achieve the CAPPO certification? Is that something that they could do?
I don't know the answer to that, Ms. Dwyer, but I think it's a good signal that the person has the skills, but it's not, you don't require it. You can still do the job very well, even if you don't have that certificate.
But we can encourage them to get it. You can encourage, they get something for getting it. Okay.
And that's been the guidance of our diversity, equity, and inclusion management or consultant, that it's better to not have rock solid or hard and fast qualifications, because that tends to narrow the field and therefore your ability to perhaps attract diversity. But like you said, once you get someone in the job, then that, because they may not need that day one, but as they go through the job, they could benefit from that, and they could get the training as they go through the first year or something like that.
Yeah.
So that's a good idea.
I like that. I move approval.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion from trustee Dwyer, second from trustee Land. Trustee Griffin, how do you vote?
Yes.
Trustee Zuniga?
Yes.
Trustee Land?
Yes.
Trustee Dwyer?
Yes.
And I vote yes. So that's approved, 5-0. 04, approve the revised job description for the technology support specialist 1, 2, and 3 position.
This is part of the ongoing process that the board has been very much involved with to continue and to increase our support for our special programs, especially Peninsula High School, the Bridge Program, Middle College. What we did here is we added those duties for a technology support specialist to Middle College, Bridge Program, and especially Peninsula, where this position would be based. And then in summer, they would be based at the summer school. They would move from what is pretty much a half-time position now to a full-time position, incorporating all those programs throughout the year.
I move approval.
Second.
I don't know who got the second. Lan?
Yeah, give it to him.
I was going to say, give it to Bob.
Okay, we have a motion by trustee Dwyer and a second by trustee Land. How do you vote, trustee Griffin?
Yes.
Trustee Zuniga,
Yes.
trustee Land,
Maybe. No, kidding. Yes.
trustee Dwyer,
Yes.
and I vote yes. So that's 5-0. 05, approval of the resolution for reduction of classified services 21-22-23.
Thank you. Yeah, this resolution is for a classified layoff under the new procedures that were passed by the legislature earlier in the year. It's now similar to certificated, where notice needs to go out to laid off individuals before March 15th, and then the layoff begins at the end of the school year. All of these positions, there's 12 health aides, 6 campus safety specialists or campus supervisors, and then 1 student success coordinator. All of the positions were funded through special monies related to COVID throughout the year, and I mean, throughout the past 2 years. They're being reduced, number one. And number two, we assume our needs are being reduced. As to 12 health aides, we're very involved with testing and all of the measures related to that. And the campus safety specialists were on campus to make sure everyone adhered to our safety protocols, helped with the lines and the various lines that we've had when we were just coming back and doing the testing and whatnot. And then the student success coordinator is a Hillsdale Foundation funded position. They may bring that back next year, but it's too early for them to make that decision. And since we need to get the notice out before March 15th, it's on the list. So there's altogether there's 19 positions.
Wait, 19 positions just in this one, and then the next one's different?
Just in this one. No, the next one was a tie-breaking
Okay.
thing. And what happened is we
You're right.
worked.
Sorry, I was confused. Sorry.
So one of the positions that we are eliminating is vacant.
Right, there's nobody in there. We had somebody that left just recently.
And which group do they fall in?
San Mateo High School, campus safety specialist.
Okay, that's all I wanted to know, what group they were in. Thank you.
And we've worked with the union, and we'll be meeting with the individuals with the union next week. And there may be some changes in terms of if somebody resigns or somebody doesn't want to bump into another and will resign for that matter. So it may not be that many, it may not be 19 individuals at the end of the process.
Right. It's positions.
Greg, you had a question?
Yeah, I have a philosophical problem with this. The state, the legislature passed this, and I think it was ridiculous that we have to identify these layoffs so early. I think it's unsettling for people who are in these positions and whether we can keep them or not. I understand why we have to do this, but I'm just I'll make the motion in protest just because I think this is an unnecessary evil that I think we could have avoided had the legislature had any sense of what's right for our districts and the school districts. So I'll make the motion, but in protest.
Okay.
I'll second.
Okay, we have a motion from trustee Land and a second from trustee Griffin. Yeah, I tend to agree. I don't think this just wasn't a smart thing for the legislature to impose. Okay, trustee Griffin, how do you vote?
Yes.
Trustee Zuniga,
Yes.
trustee Land,
Yes.
trustee Dwyer,
Yes.
and I vote yes. So that's approved 5-0. 06 is pulled from the agenda. We have nothing from instructional services or student services or businesses services this evening. So board operations, the contract for the superintendent search firm. We did identify and select leadership associates for services superintendent search firm, and there's a contract there for approval tonight. Someone like to make a motion to approve? Oh, sorry, Greg. Go ahead.
I only had one question because when looking over the contract, it outlined the advertisement in EdCal, but we were talking, I know Linda had brought up like trying to go nationally in the search, and I wondered where that is in the contract. Maybe I missed it. I'm not a contract person, so I might have missed it, but it seemed like that was the only thing they were providing in this contract. Am I wrong? And I'm actually looking at Linda
I
because
know, and
she's
I'm
usually
looking
really
at,
good with this.
I've got the language in front of me here.
Yeah.
Development and posting the position description, announcing the position, cost of advertising. It is not clear. It is not clear that they're going to do anything other than the things that are would have cost associated with them.
Right.
Because I think some of the postings might not have cost.
And I think you're right. I think, but
And they did talk about that, about like the
Right.
national school board.
I just kind of wanted to nail that down, like we were going to have that as part of what you, because I think
Yeah.
you made a very good point when we talked about it and they said, yes, yes, yes. I just need, wouldn't that be in the contract?
It
Like
should be in
something
there.
written, yeah. Yeah, because that's
it
what I was
should
gonna
be
say
in
too,
there.
is that I remember talking about that with them. But if it's not written down, then there's no way of holding them accountable.
That's true. So they need to expand on number 3, bullet 3, and post the position, including but not limited to certain locations. That would be, they would add it at bullet point 3.
But do we
So
still approve it without it being written in the contract?
No, I mean, we
know.
can't, it's not included. I don't
Exactly.
think they're at our meeting.
Mhm.
If they were at our meeting, they could say something.
Yeah.
Let's see, there's 9 attendees. Are they here?
They here?
I do not see them in it.
No.
Okay.
We could amend the contract.
Well,
I could say we could approve with the caveat that it should,
I mean, I think they're fine.
Dangerous,
I
though.
mean, we did tell them that we were interested in having it be a search for California people with
Mhm.
California experience.
yes, that's exactly what you said, and that we all agreed on it. It was
Yes,
kind of the
yes.
consensus, like we wanted to make this more national. We wanted to have a broad brush, but with California experience, and we all kind of echoed the same thing.
Well,
And I don't
yeah.
see that.
And
in
they signed it already, which
Can we table it?
I don't know. Can we?
Well, we need to move forward before
Right,
March
because they need,
10th.
they,
That's the problem.
what we
Oh,
talked
man.
about the schedule and the timetable. I'm
well,
willing to go forward, but
we could add our language and say we're not signing it unless you have that language. We've approved it with this
Yeah.
language. If you want to take it out, it's going to have to come back to us.
I would.
And that we even add the language, that says development posting position description, announcing the position to include California people with California experience who may be located in other regions, in publications that would,
reach a national audience.
yes. Yeah, I mean, we could do that.
Can't
It's a little different since they already signed it.
can't we adopt it and delegate authority to the board president and vice president to get them to do that language before, before they execute it? I mean, because we do need to kind of move something forward because the timeline will be shot before we're even out of the gate. So I'm comfortable trusting the two of them to get the right language there.
Is that a motion? I'll second it.
Okay, that's a motion.
I'm seconding it.
So, okay, so the motion is to approve the contract with additional language. which will-
Subject to the two of you discussing
Negotiating.
this as soon as you reasonably possible to get them to amend the language for the clause we're discussing tonight.
Okay,
But if they already signed it, I turned to the lawyer in our group.
It doesn't count till two parties sign
two
it.
parties
already
have to
signed.
Well,
sign.
two parties
Okay.
have to sign it.
Yeah, and they've signed it, but we can change it. I mean, that's a little weird. I think we should have the language put in so that we do have a national, national posting of the position as we discussed with them.
I think because it makes it clear what our expectations are, and that's what
Yeah.
the contract does.
Absolutely.
So I still agree with Bob that
That was a
Peter,
motion.
you and Linda work it out and get that done, and we all agree.
But the approval is subject to the agreement
Yes.
to
Mm.
have that we are approving this contract tonight, subject to the agreement that the,
That the
Leadership
search will be
Associate-
nationally
yes,
oriented
will
for
amend, the contract will
advertise.
amend.
California people.
Yes.
Do you have, Kirk, do you happen to have any language that fits in there? Or we
That
can
we used
talk,
before?
I guess we can talk tomorrow.
Yeah, they've been in contact with the district. I mean, they're already starting to work, so I'm sure there was an oversight, or like Linda said, maybe they have not non.
I don't think they'll have a problem with it.
No,
I mean,
Okay.
no. We're a
Yeah,
feather
yeah.
in their cap, so.
I think we got a motion in a second there, right?
Okay.
okay, so we have a motion by trustee Griffin and a second by, was it Land? Trustee Land?
Yep.
To approve the contract subject to amendment for a national oriented search.
Yes, with additional language to include. Yes.
Okay, trustee Griffin, how do you vote?
Yes.
Trustee Zuniga,
Yes, but with on record that it needs to change to a national search. Thank you.
trustee Land,
Yes.
trustee Dwyer.
Yes, with the change to the contract for a national search.
Yeah, that's part of the motion.
Right.
Just
Well,
being clear.
It's all over the place.
And I vote yes.
Okay.
So that motion is approved 5-0. Do we want to talk about the timeline? They did send out a timeline, a proposed timeline that proposes that there
Do
be
they have to
some
be-
kind
they have to
of
be
meeting
present?
with us next week.
Right. Do we need to approve it tonight? It's not on the, do we need to do
Not on
that?
the
We,
agenda.
I don't think we need to approve the entire timeline, but we probably need to say, are we gonna have a meeting next week with them?
Yeah, let's
Do
Let's do it
we
that
want to do that? They're proposing Monday, which I'm not doing. Or Tuesday, which I'm not enthusiastic about. What about if we go back to them for Thursday? I mean, Thursday is our normal board meeting night. Do you want to do a
Yeah.
special meeting
And
at
it's a
like
public meeting, right?
5:30 on Thursday, next Thursday?
So
Yeah,
Peter,
I'm
is
fine
it,
with that.
it's a public meeting, right? We're doing this in public open session.
And it has to be,
Right.
it has to
They
be
say
posted.
both open and closed session.
So
Now,
it should be Thursday because we need to be consistent
Mhm.
for those who'd
yeah,
like
so
to be
it's a
there.
public, most of this is public. They're
Right.
gonna ask each of us to, expand on what are we looking for in a superintendent,
Yeah.
and that's
I'm-
a public
I'm not thrilled with another Thursday, but that's what we need to do. So
I know,
let's do it.
hey,
You got to do what you got to do, and it should be
I'm not
Thursday.
thrilled with it either.
Should we be doing that? I would like to have the feedback from the groups. I mean, I guess we could give them a general overview at this time, but I'd really like to make sure we have all the feedback before we.
I think this is just the start of the process to get the board's input to start off the process and give them some idea of what they put into to an announcement that they're starting a search.
And I think they're trying
and that's going to get refined because they're proposing online survey dates and consultant confer with staff and community in the time period of March 7th through March 18th. So after we have this public meeting where the board kind of propounds on what our thoughts are, then they go off and meet in detail with the constituency groups.
You know, I got a comment on that because looking at it, it looks like we're the first ones who provide input. Then they do the survey, then they consult with the community. And then the next thing, they start identifying potential candidates without really presenting us with the observations or comments, you know, and that
that's kind of my point.
Yeah.
Well, we can, I mean, I think this meeting next week is a chance for the board to go over the entire process with them.
And the timeline.
Go over the entire timeline, go over the entire process of how they're going to work and what we want them to do as the process.
That makes sense.
So I think we iron those things out at this meeting next week.
President Hanley, would you like me to recommend that you're asking for Thursday evening at 5:30 for the 2.5-hour open session first meeting with the consultants?
2.5 hours?
Yeah, hopefully it's not, but that's what they're saying it is. But
there's a proposed COC meeting at 5:30 though.
A proposed what?
COC meeting. So I'm a liaison to that, so I don't know, I'd have to pick what I'm going to do, but we have to be there
you have
present.
to come to this. You have to come to this meeting.
Right.
If you miss one COC.
It's okay.
Yeah.
I don't know. I've never done it.
Yeah,
okay.
it'll be fine. I was on it, Bob. We were on it for a number of years. It's fine. Yeah, you can't miss this one.
Oh, right.
Yeah. No.
Yeah, I think, yeah.
Could we do 6:30? I know this whole thing is hard.
If it's not 2.5, I really don't think we're gonna spend 2.5 hours with them on this issue because we're just in the very beginning.
Can I make a suggestion?
Sure.
Sounds like I don't know if they can do Thursday. I think we should do Thursday. That's my first priority. But if they can't, can we do another date? Just give them a backup just in case. So we can do Thursday, 6:30 and Wednesday, Tuesday, whatever.
Wednesday, I'm kind of committed right now to this movers and shakers thing in Millville.
Oh yeah. Duh.
Yeah. And there's a Board of Education meeting talking about other things that we have to talk about. So that's important.
So Tuesday?
So Tuesday, I guess, would be the fallback.
Not my favorite, but yeah, Tuesday.
I'm fine with Tuesday.
Okay, so there you go, Peter.
Tuesday, 5:30, Thursday, 6:30.
Yep.
No, which?
No, Tuesday, right?
Tuesday, 5:30. Thursday.
Oh, right. Thursday, 6:30. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay, and Thursday first, Tuesday second.
Yeah, it'll be fine.
They can't argue with that.
They have to agree to the contract first.
So Thursday, what time would we do it on Thursday?
6:30.
5:30?
No, they get one at
6:30, right?
6:30 on Thursday. 5:30.
Yeah, 5:30 on Tuesday. Mm-hmm.
Sorry.
Okay. Okay,
Okay,
Okay.
that's 3.
Okay.
Come on, League, yeah.
Hey,
Okay.
it's not even
Yes,
9:30. We're getting
okay.
Quincy a little early tonight.
delegate assembly.
All right.
You're our delegate assembly, Greg.
I can tell you, so I can tell you right now, my support would be for Noelia, Clayton, they're awesome. And the third one is Sophia Lane. They're all 3 awesome, and they're the ones I would support. So that's my 2 cents.
Okay,
My poll would be for Noelia.
Oh yeah, no, we have to vote for 3 and there's 4. So,
Oh, okay.
and I did it in order. Noelia
Yeah.
first. Well,
Uh-huh.
actually Clayton would
3.
get mad at me. So Clayton
Clayton,
first,
yeah.
Noelia second, and then Sophia third. Yeah.
I don't know any of them, so I'm.
Noelia is
vote
a
for 3.
trustee from San Mateo, Foster City.
Really
I
good
know.
person.
I know
her a
the
little
names,
bit. I
but
don't know her real
Clayton,
well.
and
but
Clayton's
I know
been
her a little.
on the San Mateo School Boards Association for many
Right, he
years,
has. Mhm.
and he's been doing it for a while. So I would vote for him.
I would agree with your comments, Greg.
Fine.
Okay, you want to make a motion, Greg, for
I'll
those
move
3?
those 3 individuals to be on the delegate assembly, or vote for delegate assembly.
Okay, is there a second for that?
Second.
Second. Oh,
I think Bob got the second. Okay, motion by trustee Land, second by trustee Griffin for the Corzo, Koo, and Lane as our selections for delegate assembly. Mr. Griffin, how do you vote?
Yes. Yes.
Trustee Zuniga,
yes.
trustee Land,
Yes.
trustee Dwyer,
Yes.
and I'll vote yes. So that's 5-0. Okay, Board of Trustee graduation proposed assignments for 21-22 graduations.
These are based on the schools that, the areas that, and schools that you are the representative for. So
And
I'm
is
sure.
this the same as last year? Isn't it the same?
No,
Are we with the same schools?
We went over
Not for
this and I
me.
don't think so.
Okay,
Yeah,
I
neither.
was with,
Yeah.
I was with CAP last year, so I don't know how.
I know,
I would-
Leah, you were at Burlingame last year. I do remember that.
Mhm.
So I think this is pretty big change.
Well,
I
it's
think I was
ident-
at Mills last year. I was at Aragon the year before.
I have
It's
yet to do
But
Aragon.
Mills is still, I think Mills is still my school for this year. So,
Yeah.
I'm just going on record as I have not gone to Aragon yet, and I've been on this board how many years now?
Do you want
Well,
to?
let me, because it looks like mine is identical where I
Yeah.
had to do Aragon and Hillsdale and bounce back and forth. And hopefully, these are live and not Memorex, and Hillsdale had 2 of them and I missed the first. I was taped on the first and live on the second, I think. And so, I mean, I would defer one of them to somebody who can do it or trade or swap or something.
Well, if there's people that haven't gone to certain ones, I mean, like Greg was saying, I mean, he hasn't done Aragon. Could he switch?
I can do Aragon next year. I could do.
Yeah,
Burlingame.
no, that's what I just said, that I would defer if somebody would take one of the schools.
Mhm.
So
Well,
Greg,
Greg, do you want to take Aragon this year? And Bob, because Bob can't be in 2 places at one time.
Yeah, so I
Right.
don't mind. Let me do Aragon and D-Tech, and I'm good.
so who does Burlingame then?
Then Bob has to do Burlingame.
Bob
You
does,
do. Yeah, okay.
Bob
Well-
does Burlingame.
Bob had 2, yeah, I mean, I don't want, Bob's gonna have 2 comprehensives again. But that's his.
Actually, when I first got on the board, I got 2 comprehensive like 3 years in a row.
I mean,
I was
yeah,
Mills
I
I've got
Burlingame,
2
I was
comprehensive.
Cappuccino Burlingame.
You end up getting conflicts with
years.
those.
Yeah. That's
I don't know if I
the-
was a sucker or what, but
twice the fun.
Well, I did middle college last year and I loved it.
Yeah,
And I didn't get to do
right.
CAP, and I think Greg did. Someone took my place at CAP.
I did
because
CAP.
I was out of town, so I
Yeah, I
didn't get
did
to do
CAP.
CAP last year.
Yeah.
So
I always love doing CAP. That's
yeah, I'm fine.
I think I've done it like
fine-
3
yeah,
times.
I'm fine with it. I have the same assignments, but I don't really care.
Okay, so we'll put this forward, and with the change that Mr. Griffin, you'll do Burlingame, and Mr. Land, you'll do Aragon. And I don't think we need a vote on this.
No.
No, that's fine.
So, okay.
Okay. So S4, review and discuss the calendar for board meetings for 22-23.
So this was on the discussion last time. And I believe this gives you 2 meetings a month, but there's certainly opportunity if there isn't agenda material for you to cancel a meeting. I think there was a sentiment, at least among some board members, that it was good to have the dates. And if then something you didn't need to do one, that you'd have that opportunity. Plus you'll have a new superintendent, and they'll want to do things whatever way they want to do it.
Okay.
They'll probably want really short meetings, you know. Just kidding, Kev.
I've loved long meetings. They're just the best.
So do we
No,
need to vote on this?
You need to talk to one of the wellness counselors, Kevin.
Is it a motion?
Yes, let's vote on this.
He likes to
right.
see all of
Just
us.
so we can have a longer meeting.
Okay.
I make a motion to accept the dates.
Second,
Okay, so we have a motion from trustee Land, second from trustee Dwyer. How do you vote, trustee Griffin?
Yes.
Trustee Zuniga,
Yes, with the understanding that Dr. Skelly likes to see us all the time. I'm just kidding.
he likes to see
Trustee
us
Land.
tired.
Nothing wrong with that. Yes.
No, we're great.
Okay.
trustee Dwyer,
Yes.
and I vote no, because this doesn't make any sense at all to me. But
Okay.
so it passes 4-1.
You should have said that before.
All right.
It's
I said
okay.
it,
We're done with it.
I've said it multiple times. It's
We're
not
done
making
with
any
it.
difference.
All right.
I think we're done.
Woohoo! Not even 9 o'clock.
48.
Press.
See, it's not 9 o'clock yet.
Woohoo. Time to celebrate.
Okay.
Okay, I think we're adjourned unless somebody wants to
Stay here, Tom.
add a bunch of board items
Question
that
items.
No.
we can
No, I'm
work on
Okay.
in case we run out of things to do.
All right. So we're going to close this meeting. Good night, you guys.
Thank
night.
you.